Hello, Libras. We are doing your 2019 abundance reading. We are going to look at the 4 fiscal quarters. I decided to break up the abundance reading by fiscal quarters. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But let's just take a look here and see what the cards have to say for each quarter. So I'm going to pull these to the side. What we're going to do, ideally, is I would like 1 card per quarter. So if more than 2 cards jump per quarter, then they are going to go to the subsequent quarter. Or I will follow my intuition and tuck those back if I can feel like those were just me being clumsy, or if they really were jumpers. I can almost really tell when it's it's almost like as intuitive as breathing. I can just feel it oh, that's spirit causing the card to jump. Or, oh, that's just me being clumsy. And sometimes it's both. All right, so let's get started. So the first quarter encompasses January, February, March. And that's what I said I'm going to discuss it. So we're going to first look at the first quarter of January, February, March. For Libras 2019. Okay, got the Hanged Man. All right. What about in the second quarter, which encompasses April, May, June? What do we have going on for Libras in the second quarter of 2019 in abundance? And what advice does Spirit have? We have the Page of Cups. All right, now what do we have for the third quarter, which encompasses July, August, September? What's happening in the abundance area for our Libra friends? We have 8 of Cups. Okay. All right, Libras. 8 of Cups. Third quarter. Finally, what's happening in the fourth quarter, which encompasses October, November, December for our Libra friends? All right. Thank you. 3 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. Now I like to fill it out here. So Spirit, please give me a little bit more information about the Hanged Man for Libras in 2019 first quarter. What is that about? Oh, hold on. No. Start this way. There we go. Successful funding. All right, Spirit, what is this Page of Cups in the second quarter about for Libras in abundance? Can you give us additional insights and advice? Release jealousy. Okay. All right. And what about this 8 of Cups for Libras in 2019 in the third quarter, which is basically late summer, early fall? What is the 8? Pay yourself first. Okay. Fair enough. All right, Spirit, for the fourth quarter for Libras, what is this about? Declutter. All right, and finally, just some final words of advice or wisdom pertaining to the Hanged Man in the first quarter. Death. Interesting. What about the Page of Cups and the Release Jealousy cards in the second quarter for Libras? Just see. Interesting cards. Interesting cards. Pay yourself first. Okay, thank you. Balance. Interesting. Ooh, interesting messages. And finally, the fourth quarter for Libras in the abundance portion of their life. What is this 3 of Wands trying to tell us with the Declutter card? Voice. Wow, interesting reading. Ooh, let's see what we got. So the first cards that come up was the Hanged Man, the Successful Funding, and the Death card. So, wow, you've got some powerful things happening in the abundance area. Successful funding, maybe some job offers, things turning around. When I say successful funding, what I mean by that is sometimes, and I've worked in the business world, in the financial world, in the insurance world for a long time. And I know about the ebbs and flows of when it's time to probably look for jobs. And typically, the beginning part of the year is a really good time to start looking because that's when budgets are funded. For others, this is pertaining to maybe getting successful funding for a business opportunity that you've been long exploring. Or maybe for some of you, you just decided upon this new business opportunity. Others are just finding successful funding in your current employment, where maybe you are up for a promotion or up for a raise or up for a bonus, and successful funding. You have a new, with the Hanged Man, you're kind of holding tight. You're chilling for a moment. You're seeing things in a new perspective, a new light, whereas before you were ready to probably bolt and go and leave a situation, leave a project, leave a job. Now you're like, in this particular time period, the first quarter of the year, you're like, I think I'm going to sit back, just kind of gain a new perspective on everything and see what's happening. And with the Death card is about transformation. It's about, things kind of coming to an end and new beginnings starting to happen. And it's not necessarily, the death of someone. Although, I mean, for a small percentage of you, it could mean some sort of inheritance as a result of someone's passing. But for many of you, this is about the ending of, you were so gung-ho about just walking away from this project, walking away from this job, but there's a little bit left there that needs to be done that you need to stick around for. Let's read the Successful Funding card. It says, your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you now. So some Libras may be toying with the idea of creating something and maybe tapping into crowdfunding, getting some angel investors, having people perhaps even give you a loan with some really good terms for both parties involved. But the death of no longer just sitting idly by and letting your dreams pass you by is no longer going to happen in 2019. That is coming to an end and a new dawn is happening. I don't get a tragic sense at all from this Death card, by the way. I really don't. Now, there are times when I do with this card in this deck, but not this time. All right, so let's take a look into the second quarter. We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, the pages are about new beginnings, news of things to come, and taking a chance on, going after things that we love versus things that we don't love, which could kind of suck if you think about it. If you're spending your time not really being concerned, but sometimes the Page of Cups can be a little irrational, a little too emotional, but yet it's a beautiful thing with the Page of Cups because they can be affectionate folks. You could find yourself being affectionate, but this is making for jealousy. Whatever is going on in the second quarter, perhaps you are trying to get promoted at work and you're going up against competition that's very close to you or nearby, someone who sits right near you, and you're feeling like maybe they've been deceiving you, maybe they've been keeping things, holding things back, not telling you things, speaking out one corner of their mouth saying one thing and then really saying something to the boss over here. You just feel like you feel like they are having an advantage because they're deceitful. You're very emotional during this time. And it's very challenging for you as you enter this new time with these emotions like jealousy. And that's why this card has come up. It's saying release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. And at first, you may have thought that you didn't want something. You may have thought you didn't want to stay, maybe at your employer. You may have thought that you didn't want to grow a certain part of your business, or even to start a business, or to move this hobby into something else, or even to start a hobby even. And then, you didn't realize your friend was going to also start a YouTube channel, for example. Things like that, and you're starting to get jealous. Maybe a colleague is keeping secrets and not sharing. Maybe a business partner is doing the same, whatever the case may be. But you need to release jealousy in this situation. It is not serving you, and it's as a result of being super highly emotional during this time, which could be your nature, which is fine, but you need to put it in check. And yeah, maybe there's deceit going on, but really you can only control how you present yourself, how you just compete with yourself is my best advice to people. When we're talking about competition and as adults in life, is it really a competition with the next man, or is it really a competition with yourself and accomplishing the goals that you're trying to accomplish? Make sure you're clear on what it is that you really are trying to pursue in your life, not just for the year, not just for the next couple of years. I'm talking about your life, because it will help you to drive a little differently than you have before. You won't be so possessive of your lane on the road. You'll be like, okay, I'm riding in this spot, and this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm going. And you won't be fearful, and you won't be super possessive. You know what I mean? I don't know if that analogy makes any sense at all, but you won't be worried about the next man. You'll be worried about what's going on with yourself, and you can release jealousy. Even if people are doing things and being deceitful and getting ahead even, they won't get very far beyond that by being deceitful. You know what I mean? It won't serve them well at all, but they think so in the short term, but not in the long term. All right, so let's move into the third quarter, which is July, August, September. 8 of Cups. Now you're starting to feel some disappointments and starting to feel like maybe you should be walking away, and some of you actually do walk away from a situation. It could be actually walking away from a relationship, which could definitely affect, your finances, your wealth potential, your abundance. It's certainly in your abundance mindset. So some of you are walking away from a relationship, while others, this could just be like you're walking away, perhaps maybe from a job, or maybe from an opportunity, or something you're walking away from, and you're letting go, and you're saying, you know what, I just need to get away from the situation. But, you have to be careful about being so abrupt about walking away. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for folks saying, you know what, I've got to move on. I need to go to higher ground and do something better. But Spirit is just reminding you to make sure that you take care of your goals first. You pay yourself first. You make sure everything is in order and taken care of, and that's in balance with the need to escape, with the need to go away. There's a balance with how we leave. For example, if you are putting up applications, you're working at one job, but you're like, I'm sick of this job. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And then you find a new job finally, and now they're ready to hire you, but then you just completely don't give notice to the current place. You not even really concerned about your last paycheck. You see how that's out of balance and out of whack, and really not in, I don't want to say, it's just not, I don't know how to say it other than it's certainly not in balance and in keeping with who you are. It's not in integrity, in other words. It's not in integrity to who you are and where you're probably trying to go and what you're trying to do. So just make sure that as you move away and walk away from things, make sure there's a balance with taking care of yourself, but then also being respectful and kind of others as you do so. And then here's a tip. Pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and in your future. You're going to have balance. Even if you're not leaving an employer or going anywhere else, you still need to, as you walk away from certain things, as you walk away from things that make you super giddy, make you happy. Maybe you used to party a lot, but now you got to walk away from that. That's because you have to bring balance, and balance is a blessed thing. You can still have good times without, just having an all-out good time where you're over, indulging. You've got to have a balance of paying yourself first and then taking care of business, and then you can play. All right, let's move into the fourth quarter, which is October, November, and December. We have Three of Wands, where someone is setting out after first possibly in the Two of Wands, contemplating pursuing passion pursuits. Now this person is actually taking that next step on that vista, looking out and saying, you know what, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to keep on heading due north and seeing what happens with that. And so as you're closing down 2019 in the fourth quarter and welcoming in 2020, some of you are realizing you need to declutter your physical space, your home, your car, your business, your workspace, your office, your mind, your body, your spirit, all of that. Everything needs to be decluttered in order for you to go unencumbered into the horizon, into this, towards the sun, as you pursue your passion pursuits, your goals, your endeavors, your dreams. You start to find your voice. At the end of 2019, you're finding your voice, meaning you're finding what stirs your soul, what you want to sing about, what you want to talk about. Some of you are actually singing. Some of you are writing books or communicating or, turning to YouTube or turning to creating videos, creating all sorts of things where you're putting yourself out there. You're writing. Your voice is being heard at the end of 2019. As you declutter, as you make room. I love the thought of decluttering. It's something I'm going to be embracing as the end of 2018. As I'm recording this, I'm going to personally be decluttering myself, where I'm going to be decluttering all different levels in my life. So why? So I can refine my life and make much more room for the things I do love and enjoy, for the people that I love and enjoy, the experiences I love and enjoy, right? And love and enjoy. That's what you want. You want to declutter and clear the way, clear your path. So you have a clear path to getting to a place where you're able to share your voice. It's a new era for you. You're not used to being able to be in a career path where you're able to really get compensated for your voice. For literally, some of you, your singing voice, some of you, your speaking voice, some of you, your written voice, but nevertheless, your creative endeavors, what is coming from you. It's quite beautiful, Libras. Oh, it really is. I see nothing but beautiful abundance for you this year. Yeah, you're going to have a couple of challenges, but you'll be fine. You're going to be A-okay. You get these messages like no other, like none of the other signs. you get the readings. And I know you get these too. So much love. Happy New Year. Happy blessings to you. See you all in the next video. Bye.